In the mysterious shadows of antiquity, hidden beneath the sands of millennia, lie the secrets of a civilization so advanced that they amaze even modern scientists. These are the inventions that have stood the test of time, the technological marvels that refuse to be forgotten, and the cultural achievements that continue to shape our understanding of human history. They are the untold stories of Egyptian genius, where the limits of human innovation seem endless. Welcome to Top 10 Experiences. Today we dive into the enigmatic realm of ancient Egypt's most amazing achievements. These are the inventions that have amazed archaeologists, fascinated historians, and captured the imagination of anyone who dares to study them. From advanced medicine to monumental architecture, we count down to the top 10 most incredible achievements of ancient Egypt that you may not yet fully understand. Prepare to journey through the vaulted corridors of Egyptian innovation, where wisdom, technological advances, and mystical knowledge have changed the course of history. Let the countdown begin. Number 10. Early public health system. In the shadow of the Great Pyramids, a revolutionary system was born, one that would remain hidden for millennia. Around 1500 BC, in a small village called Deir el-Medina, the pharaohs implemented something unprecedented, the world's first public health system. This was not just a matter of caring for the sick, it was a strategic move that would shape the future of their civilization. But why? What drove these mighty pharaohs to invest in the health of common laborers? The answer lies not in compassion, but in ambition. These workers were essential to their legacy, the builders of the pharaohs' eternal resting places. Imagine this: a shared physician available to all workers, sick pay to ensure they could recover without fear, and even days off to prepare medicine. This was all designed to keep the workforce healthy and productive, ensuring that the magnificent tombs would rise as symbols of their power and divinity. This system, shrouded in mystery for centuries, reveals a profound truth about power and health. It demonstrates the lengths rulers will go to secure their legacy and maintain control over their people. The question remains, was this the dawn of healthcare as we know it today, or simply a tool for control? The legacy of ancient Egypt continues to challenge our understanding of leadership and responsibility. Number 9. Cosmetics and hygiene products. In the land of the pharaohs, where gods and mortals came together, a culture of beauty emerged that would stand the test of time. Thousands of years ago, when the pyramids still glistened in the sun, the Egyptians developed an arsenal of cosmetics and hygiene products that would amaze even modern beauty gurus. Imagine eye makeup made of ground malachite and galena, lipstick made of red ochre, and skin creams made of animal fats and fragrant oils. But this was more than vanity. It was a sign of holiness, a connection to the divine. Kohl, the iconic black eyeliner, not only protected against the fierce desert sun, but was also thought to ward off evil spirits. Perfumes and ointments were used in religious ceremonies, a fragrant bridge between heaven and earth. Even toothpaste and mouth fresheners were not foreign to this ancient civilization. They chewed aromatic roots and used powders to brush their teeth centuries before the first toothbrush was invented. These products were not reserved for the elite. From pharaoh to peasant, everyone aspired to divine beauty. The question remains, were these rituals purely for beauty, or did they hide deeper mystical secrets that we are still trying to unravel? Number 8. Monumental Temple Construction. In ancient Egypt, where the sun never set and the gods walked the earth, structures rose so grandly that they seemed to blur the boundaries between the earthly and the divine. Imagine massive stone blocks, each heavier than an elephant, stacked perfectly on top of each other until they seemed to touch the sky. These were the temples of ancient Egypt, monuments that still defy our imagination even after thousands of years. The construction of these behemoths was a dance between man and nature. Quarries in faraway places provided the material, while the annual flooding of the Nile served as a natural transportation route. But how did they get those huge blocks into place? Some say they used sophisticated leverage techniques. Others claim that extraterrestrial forces had a hand. The truth? It may lie hidden in the mysterious stretching of the cord ceremony, a ritual that invoked the gods and stars to stake out the foundations. From the majestic columns of Karnak to the enigmatic temple of Luxor, each structure was a story in stone. Hieroglyphics adorned the walls, an eternal dialogue between gods and men. These temples were more than stone and mortar. They were a bridge between heaven and earth, an attempt by the pharaohs to achieve immortality. The question remains, were these temples really meant for the gods, or were they a monument to the power of the pharaohs themselves? Number 7. Mummification. In the ancient civilization of Egypt, where life and the afterlife were closely intertwined, people developed an art that defied time itself. Mummification. Imagine a body, preserved for eternity, ready for the journey to the afterlife. But how did they do it? The process began with a ritual washing in the sacred waters of the Nile. Then came the gruesome part. The brain was removed through the nose with a hook, while other organs were carefully extracted and placed in canopic jars. The heart, considered the seat of the soul, remained in the body. Then the body was covered with natron, a salt that absorbed all moisture, for 70 days. After drying, the body was anointed with oils and herbs, each with their own magical properties. Then the wrapping began. Hundreds of meters of linen, layer after layer, with amulets woven in between for protection in the afterlife, all under the watchful eye of Anubis, the god of death, whose priest covered the face with a jackal mask during the ritual. Was this just an attempt to overcome death? Or did the Egyptians know something we have forgotten? The mystery of the mummies continues to fascinate us, centuries later. Number 6. Sophisticated irrigation systems. In the heart of the desert, where the sun burns unmercifully, a civilization developed that knew how to tame and harness the power of water like no other. Imagine a network of canals and dikes stretching across the land, like the veins of a living creature. This was the irrigation system of ancient Egypt, a masterpiece of early engineering. The Egyptians created a system of basin irrigation. They built a maze of earthen walls that divided fields into squares. During the annual flooding of the Nile, these basins filled with water and nutritious silt. They also dug channels parallel to the river, which collected water and directed it to more distant fields. Using the shaduf, an ingenious lever device, farmers could scoop water from these channels and water their crops. Nilometers, mysterious stone structures, were used to measure water levels and predict crops. This knowledge was power, carefully guarded by priests and rulers. Was this system a mere triumph of human ingenuity, or was it a gift from the gods, as the Egyptians believed? The mystery of their art of irrigation continues to fascinate us millennia later. Number 5. Invention of Papyrus. On the banks of the Nile, where reeds sway in the wind, the ancient Egyptians discovered a secret that would change the course of history: papyrus. Imagine a plant as common as grass, transformed into a medium that could capture thoughts for eternity. This was papyrus, the forerunner of our modern paper. The invention dates to around 3000 BC. Workers harvested the stems, cut them into thin strips, and laid them in a cross pattern. Under pressure, the layers fused into a smooth writing surface. Papyrus became the canvas on which the Egyptians painted their world with words and images, from religious texts to administrative documents, literary works to medical tracts. Everything found its way onto these thin sheets. But papyrus was more than a writing material. It symbolized wisdom, immortality, and the cycle of life along the Nile. It was used for boats, sandals, and even as food. Was papyrus merely a practical invention? Or was it a divine gift, as the Egyptians believed? The mystery of this paper revolution continues to fascinate us millennia later. Number 4. Accurate calendar. In the land where the sun ruled like a god, the ancient Egyptians unraveled the mysteries of time itself, he said. Imagine a calendar so precise that it predicted the movements of stars and seasons thousands of years before modern scientists could match it. This was the Egyptian calendar, a masterpiece of early astronomy. Around 4241 BC, the Egyptians created a solar calendar of 365 days. They divided the year into 3 seasons of 4 months, each with 30 days. The remaining 5 days, those were celebrated as the birthdays of the gods. But the true genius lay in their observation of Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. Its annual appearance marked the flooding of the Nile and the beginning of their new year. Yet there was a problem. Their year was a quarter of a day short. Slowly, the calendar shifted through the seasons, a cycle that took 1460 years to complete, the famous Sothic cycle. This calendar was not just a practical tool. It was a reflection of their profound connection to the universe. The question remains, what secrets about time and nature have they left us? And how do these insights remain relevant in our modern world? Number 3. Advanced medicine. In an age when mystery and science went hand in hand, a medical tradition that was far ahead of its time flourished in ancient Egypt, said Dr. K.K., a professor at the University of Egypt. Imagine doctors suturing wounds, setting bones, and prescribing medicine thousands of years before modern hospitals existed. This was the medicine of ancient Egypt, a blend of the mystical and the practical. As early as 3000 BC, the Egyptians had specialized doctors, from dentists to gynecologists, each with their own expertise. They used sophisticated surgical instruments, some similar to what we still use today. Their pharmacology was impressive. From willow bark for pain to honey as an antibiotic, their knowledge of natural remedies was extensive. They treated everything from headaches to cancer, often with surprisingly effective methods. But it wasn't just science. Prayers and amulets played a role alongside herbs and surgeries. For the Egyptians, healing was a holistic art, focusing on both body and mind. Their understanding of hygiene was remarkably modern. They understood the importance of clean wounds and sterilization long before the rest of the world did. Was this medicine pure science, or was there a deeper wisdom behind their practices that still intrigues us today? The legacy of Egypt's medical knowledge continues to challenge us to look beyond the surface. Number 2. Hieroglyphic Writing. In a land where images came to life, the ancient Egyptians created a script that blurred the lines between art and language, says Dr. K.K., who is the author of the book. Imagine walls covered with elegant signs, birds, eyes, people, and geometric shapes. These were the hieroglyphics, literally sacred signs, a script so complex it took millennia to decipher. With more than 1,000 unique characters, this was no ordinary alphabet. Each symbol could represent a letter, a syllable, an entire word, or even a concept. The Egyptians called them the words of the gods and used them primarily for religious and royal inscriptions. But the mystery goes deeper. Hieroglyphs could be read from left to right, right to left, or even top to bottom. The direction? That was determined by the side to which the figures looked. For everyday use, the Egyptians developed simplified versions, the hieratic and later the Demotic script. But the majestic hieroglyphics remained the language of temples and tombs. When the last temple closed in 391 AD, knowledge of hieroglyphics disappeared for 1,500 years. Only with the discovery of the Rosetta Stone in 1799 did decipherment begin. Was hieroglyphic writing merely a means of communication? Or was it a window into their deepest beliefs and worldview? It remains an intriguing mystery that continues to challenge us to learn more about this fascinating civilization. Number 1. The Great Pyramids. In the shadow of eternity, where desert sands meet stars, rise the Great Pyramids of Giza, a monument that defies the limits of human imagination. Imagine 3 colossal structures built more than 4,500 years ago. The largest, the Great Pyramid of Cheops, was once 146 meters high, the equivalent of a modern 50-story building. Built with 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons, it is a masterpiece of precision and engineering. But the mystery deepens. How did the ancient Egyptians build these wonders? Some suggest huge ramps. Others speak of lost technologies. The truth remains elusive. At the heart of each pyramid lies a labyrinth of corridors and chambers. The king's chamber in the Great Pyramid, made of massive granite blocks, remains a mystery. What were the mysterious shafts pointing to the stars for? These pyramids were not just tombs, but gateways to eternity. They reflected the Egyptian obsession with immortality and their deep understanding of mathematics and astronomy. Were the pyramids really the work of human hands alone? Or is there a deeper secret behind their perfect proportions and precise alignment? The Great Pyramids continue to challenge, fascinate, and inspire us. They are not only a wonder of the ancient world, but an eternal enigma that continues to lure us to the limits of the possible. And there you have it, the 10 most amazing achievements of ancient Egypt. These innovations continue to echo throughout history, as a fascinating reminder of the incredible knowledge and skills of this ancient civilization. But this is just the beginning in the world of Egyptian wonders and historical breakthroughs. Want to dive deeper into the complexities of inventions and the lessons we can learn from history's greatest achievements? Then subscribe now to our Top 10 Experiences channel for weekly videos on groundbreaking innovations, cultural breakthroughs, and fascinating historical events. Click the bell so you never miss an update, and let us know in the comments which invention amazed you the most. Until next time, when we once again explore the intriguing paths of history, stay curious and remember, the past contains invaluable lessons that can shape our future.